table. City have a game in hand.
Yeah.
But that's a nice feeling for Arsenal fans, isn't it?
It is, because this is exactly what you wanted the scenario to be at the end of this weekend, knowing that City are going to be playing in the FA Cup. And you've got the game to go 8 points clear. Their game coming back will be against Liverpool. So they're going to have to win that, which you have to fancy them to win their games. They're kind of looking like they're going into that form where they look a little bit more closer to City. There's a lot of stuff. Kevin De Bruyne is playing well, and our man up front is still scoring loads of goals. But I just like the way that Arsenal at the moment are. The teams that people are talking about now coming, or there could be a problem, they're brushing them. Yeah. They're brushing them away. There's a confidence to their, especially at home, to the victories. And there's a dogged determination, obviously, away from home, which is what they're going to need. It's, the saying, each game as it comes, this is where I understand it more than at any stage, even when I was playing. With this Arsenal team having to take each game as it comes, you can't look any further, especially when you've got City chasing you down. So at the moment, it's very good. It's very encouraging simply because of how, obviously, Palace and everything, what they're going through, they got brushed aside. But that is what Arsenal are doing at the moment, and it's impressive.
International break to come. Mm-hmm. After that, 5 games at home, 5 games away for Arsenal. This is it. Like, this is even you in the talking before we came on air today. But even you coming in before we came on air today, you're different when you talk about it.
It's real. This is why you say that. Why are you quiet at the moment? And I think it's because it's real. It's when it was like not too long ago, it was 18 games, and people saying still half a season to go. Now there's 10 games to go, and we're in a situation where again. No one expected to get here. Arsenal's mantra for the season was to get into the top 4 and do well. And like you said, Darren, they've got to a place and then they've realised they kicked on with the signings and then it's still going. And so it is real because you can see the end of the tunnel now. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Going into the World Cup, you came out of it without Jesus. Is there a nervousness that you might lose a key player in this window? The international break.
You know what? Up to this point, there's not a nervousness now. Obviously, you don't want to one. You don't want to lose someone like Thomas Partey for any amount of time. We've lost Saliba, but like they've seemed to have taken the hit up to this point, and that is one of the things that people were more criticising Arsenal about. Well, let's see when you get injuries to your main players. We've got injuries to all of our main players, and still amongst it. So it's how they finish off with the pressure that's going to ramp up for these last games, with the injuries that may come.
Yeah, but I think like when I watch this team, right, the Arsenal team, they at that point where we said so much about them, so many things, like where's the leadership, when are they going to be consistent, when are they going to stay in it? All those answers they are answering right now. And look, coming from me is because I'm the outsider, but I just have to be honest. And the key thing is you have 2 wingers. The time when Arsenal was running the show, you understand, yes. Pires, Ljungberg, great guys. And then, Cherry, of course, but I'm talking about the wingers that can score goals. Now you have one kid scores 13, the other kid scored 12, and then has, 10 assists. So having that in your team, 2 wingers that can produce that much goals and quality is scary. Come on, normally it's just striker only you have to focus on. Like, at the City, for example, or Haaland, we're not calling a small guy, but still. And then you have 2 outside guys, and then your number 10, Odegaard, he's on number 10 goals.
Yes, when you look at the title-winning side, Lampard with Chelsea's goals of Manchester United, they always have those goals from midfield, from the wide areas, Giggs and Beckham, obviously. And then I'm going way too far.
Yeah.
But do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not that far. It has for some of us.
I almost did a screech in my brain.
I could hear the car screech there.
You're losing the Gen Z market.
But no.
But there is. You're right. There is that kind of spread of goals throughout the team, and that's what. But it comes back to what you were saying earlier about the stress of going for a title and the stress of trying to avoid relegation being exactly the same. And this is a group of players. Yes, there are individuals in there who've been through it, but they haven't been through it together, and this is going to be a real test.
Yeah, because that's why, like, for example, when Jorginho went over, right? People were like, oh, why is he going there, and why would he take that decision? It's very clear. Arteta was thinking about it. He thinks like, look, I'm going to get a guy that's won so much, And if a problem comes in the team, I have a guy that can talk for me. Because there are moments on the training ground, your coach is not near you. The dressing room, when it closes, you don't want your coach at you. And there's no player in any team that wants to be seen being close to the coach. You don't want to be that player. You want to keep the distance between you and your manager.
His whole career trying to shake that off.
You want to keep your distance. Yeah. So who else is going to talk? The Gino is going to do the job for him. So that's why you need that, and that's what he's building. He's building something. Oh, am I going to need that? Put that in. Yeah, I think, if I watch Arsenal now, the confidence and the belief. I saw Saka talk, so young. So confident, but if you see him then talk, he's so shy, so normal, just a nice kid.
You know the thing as well, a lot of people say about the amount of people, yes, we know Jesus, Jorginho, we know that Zinchenko have won leagues, but there's players there that won. Xhaka's won leagues, El Neni's won league, Trossard won league, Gabriel has won leagues. You know, there's players who know the journey of what happens when you get into the latter stages of the league campaign and what you need to do, and this is why I'm confident that whatever happens, it's going to have to be one of those City unbelievable gut-busting runs, what they do, bam, just blast teams away for 10 games to beat this Arsenal team because they believe they can do it, because they've got to a point where nobody thought they would get to, and they still look like they can do it. Like I say, they're beating teams at home very comfortably, and that's all you can do. That's all you can do.
I think a key...
No, go on.
I think a key part of this period is going to be the away games because we saw the fixture a second ago, the list. They're away to Newcastle, they're away to Liverpool. Liverpool are far stronger at home than they are away from home, where they've been very poor so far this season. They've got to go to City. That could be a decisive game.
It's going to be a big one.
Because obviously City, at the moment, they're on a 6-game run of wins in all competitions. They've only done that once so far this season. Normally they do it all the time. They've only done it once so far this season. If they beat Liverpool after the international break, it'd be the first time this season they've put together 4 consecutive wins on the and then suddenly you start to think to yourself, as you were saying, they're in it. They're in that kind of momentum, that vein of form that they can always use because of their experience.
I'm just watching Righty squirm as you're talking. I'm not sure.
I didn't mean to pour cold water on this whole thing.
Shifting in his chair really uncomfortably.
Oh, my God.